Welcome, Spirit Bus 33 fam. Thank you so much for being here. Appreciate you. Just really honored for those of you that have been taking this little journey, this little ride with me. We're on episode number 19. Pretty excited. So let's just start with a little bit of stress reduction, some centering, some love for ourselves. So if you're driving, just observe, don't engage. If you are in a place where you can kind of sit back, get comfortable, let's just kind of lean in to some breathing. And so I'm going to invite you to breathe in for a count of 4 and then hold for a count of 2 and then release for a count of 6. And I will go ahead and guide it. We're going to jump right into this. Just get some good grounded, centered vibes going on here. You can close your eyes, you can leave them open, whatever you feel aligned with. All right, let's breathe in for 1, 2, 3, 4, holds. 1, 2, release slowly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Again, deep breath. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold. Trust your intuition. 1, 2. Breathe out. 1, 2. Relax your shoulders. 3, 4, 5, 6. Take a moment. Notice any tension in your body. Relax those parts. Release that tension. Kind of move around a little bit if you need to. And let's do that one more time. Deep breath. Breathe through stomach. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold it. 1, 2. And on the release, let's make some type of sound and get rid of anything pent up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So a big release. Good. So now that you're relaxed and more centered, I want you to think about that release with the sound kind of added to it. And if you went ahead and tried that when we were doing the breathing exercise, as I invite you just to take a deep breath in again and then release it with just whatever sound comes out, and to observe yourself when that sound comes out. Like, what does it feel like? Does it feel comfortable? Does it feel awkward? And the reason for that is that for many of us, myself included, is that exhale with that audio sometimes feels uncomfortable. I got some Thai body work done. If anyone has the ability to get that done, that's amazing. If you're in the local area that I live in, way up in the middle of nowhere in Marquette, they do have that available at Be Well. I'm sure that you can find it in your local area or somewhere close to it. Well, I guess maybe not for everyone, depending on how out in the middle of nowhere you are. But there's also a lot of breath work that's done using those techniques. After kind of doing my own personal journey as to, why is there that uncomfortability when you're breathing out and kind of like releasing, with that sound, is I really started, thinking that it was, tied to that, like, that fifth energy center in our body, that throat chakra, and which, is our ability to communicate, to speak our inner truth. And So I thought it's something to think about, that if you feel that you have a hard time, you know, speaking your truth, maybe you people please, maybe you don't really speak your opinion around people, that could be one of the indications, is when you let go with that big release, that you feel that uncomfortability. Some things, maybe some incorporate some blue, doing some daily neck stretches in that area. Keep doing that breathing exercise of, just maybe you just need to practice that release, and making different kinds of sounds, and seeing, what feels good, maybe with some intention. Do some journaling, see what is it that you need to release while you're doing those breathing exercises. Maybe some chanting, singing, humming, get those vocal cords moving. I'm going to be having, at some point, getting closer here to 2025, is I'm going to have a series on the chakras and go through them and describe each one, give some, input as to what can be done for those different energy centers, and kind of go on a little journey. For those of you that aren't really into that, that's not your vibe, I'm still going to be having, as far as I know, as far as what's been given to me right at this moment to do, is I'm still going to have some regular sessions, broadcasted as well. Lots of changes coming up in 2025. Going to be starting to incorporate some guests on there, and already I already know lots of peeps that I want to have on. Oh, it's just so many brilliant, amazing, beautiful people in this world. Um, yeah, so super, super excited about that. And just a reminder that, not everything I share is going to be for you. It's We're not going to resonate with every single thing that a person says. In fact, I would be mindful and cautious if you do. If there's no part of you that's using critical thinking and thinking, I'm not so sure about that, I would slow down and take a moment and observe, and then proceed mindfully, because you know I'm speaking through, yes, trainings, and some education that I've been through, and some, a lot of life experience mostly, and I try to, keep bias out of there. For a podcast, more bias, that, but when I'm in a therapy kind of setting, I really check the bias. But this is my own jam. This is my own belief system shining through here. This is how I see the world. And you may take parts of it and it might fit into yours, but really you're creating your own experience, your own belief system, your own mind body belief system practices here. We're still on that Sanaya Roman book, Personal Power Through Awareness. Oh, I'm loving it. I'm loving it. She says each person has a unique way of looking at the world. If you can discover what is unique, is free, open, and loving about everyone you know and meet, you will discover new ways that you yourself may become free, open, and loving. These energy exchanges that we have with one another, that we're going to become more free, open, and loving if we stay in that observing mindset, if we look at what we love in other people and we take it, adapt it to our own, self, then we shine through in our own authentic way. That's what I aim for. That's the reason why I started this podcast, was that for those of you that listen, is that this can be a space where you can start thinking about, what's your favorite version of yourself? Are you taking good care of yourself? What are you gifting your future self right now? What needs to be done? An assignment that I was given by my newest mentor was gratitude practice, which I have that in place. But also just recognizing things that I love about myself on a daily, and letting her know about it. So That has been a pretty amazing journey to take some time out every day and recognize that. So I invite you to take that journey with me. Is start doing some daily gratitude and figure out where are you going to incorporate that into your day. Does it need to be in the morning? Does it need to be before bed? Which version of yourself is more likely to follow through? I'm real honest. My morning self, she is down with the practices most of the time. Like, she's got good willpower. Like, there's lots and lots of benefits for me, my morning self. As I get through the day, sometimes I got to watch out. Sometimes it's a little bit of a slippery slope, and so it's just getting to know, which version we want to have that practice aligned with. And then, figuring out how you want to do the gratitude. Are you going to just do it verbally in your head? Or are you going to say it out loud? I really recommend speaking out loud. It's very powerful. But some people, they want to do it internally or they want to journal it. You can, have a little chat with source, if you're doing some of that, kind of prayer work or, that talk with your spirit team, source, whatever language that you use, maybe you incorporate it into that. And then recognizing every day, something that you love about yourself. So try and get creative that you're not doing the same thing every day, and trying that for 33 days, is something new. And really dig deep too, and really think about these gifts that you've been given. There's not another you here. There's just one you. Whoever's listening right now, there's one you here. Nobody has the same unique gift as you. Nobody shows up the way that you show up. So thinking about that. I'm going to be starting like an email with a newsletter to where I can kind of recap some of these things for people that maybe don't have time to listen to a whole episode, or they prefer to get little tidbits in their email to look at their own time. So if you want to be added to that email newsletter, please get a hold of me. You can DM me on Instagram or TikTok. If you know me personally, just send me a text. So Jewel Kim's that self-love deck I'm still going through says, I speak kindly to myself. And I just love that lined up for me working on this episode here, because our words and our thoughts, they transform our reality. Just feel the vibration of a compliment to you. Just take a moment and think about something positive about yourself. And you feel that vibration, like really feel it about yourself. Pick one that you got a lot of buy-in to. Don't pick one that you're still working on believing, but pick one that you really got that buy-in to. And feel that, that vibration, feels really good to carry around versus, more of a negative, shit talking ourselves. Those automatic thoughts that are coming in without your permission is identifying with those as if that's you. And then believing what they're saying. When we kind of step into that energy, you can feel it. You can feel it. Your cortisol levels going up. You're not feeling good moving throughout the day. And you can think about what our thoughts, our emotions, the experience is doing at a cellular level. If you haven't checked out Dr. Joe Dispenza, which I'm not even sure if I mentioned him, and that's wild, we're going to be going through that book at some point here in the journey. I was thinking about doing kind of two at once, because it helps me to kind of bounce back and forth instead of get stuck in it. You see how long it took me to get through Elizabeth Gilbert's book. What was that, like 18 episodes there, or 16 or something like that? So I was thinking about having a couple that I kind of bounce back. But check out Dr. Dispenza's work if you have not. it's a must. I feel like he really mixes, the scientific world with the holistic world. Lots of great information for transforming. He says, if you want a new outcome, you will have to break the habit of being yourself and invent a new one. I was just having a similar conversation with some dear homies. A little shout out to Sydney and Sam Parrish. We were just having an amazing conversation about what we do today, is gifting our future self. And of course, I'm not going to get the exact lingo that Sam used during that conversation, but it was amazing. But it ties into what Dr. Dispenza was saying, is that we have the ability to create a future self by every single thing that we're doing today. And then when we're in the present moment tomorrow, and so I invite you to, when you're finished watching this, oh, my cat is coming to say hello in a way that is making, okay. So I invite you, when you're done watching this, to put your phone down, tablet, get off your computer, take a moment. What do you need to do? Do you need to drink some water? Do you need to get up, do a little movement, do a little dance, contract those muscles? Remember, when you contract the muscles, the protein goes up through the brain, crosses the blood-brain barrier, creates that natural serotonin, that natural antidepressant that we all have available to us. Do you need to do some mind, body, belief system practices? What creative, little download keeps coming your way? Remember, all that information that we did get from Elizabeth Gilbert's Big Magic is like, you are having these creative, little trickles kind of coming down and being like, this is for you, create this, and you might be pushing it away of, I don't have time, or I'm going to get to it, today. You can start working on it today. Or what else do you need to do? Who haven't you reached out to in a while? What kind of connections do you want to maintain? Who do you need to reach out to and tell them you love them? Like, let's start getting down with that more often. Is like a true, like, reach out, or go drive and see somebody. Go pick up some tea or coffee or whatever it is that you feel aligned with, and stop by somebody's house, and chat with them for a little bit. What do you need to do instead of sedentary, whatever it is that you have been doing that leads to maybe overeating or over self-medicating or whatever else is preventing you from creating this most favorite version of yourself that you keep thinking about? And then also, like, let's just really step in to that version. Like, take a moment and think about this future favorite version of yourself. For some, maybe you want to be, I don't know, a painter, or you want to write a book, or you want to be more social, or you want to get in shape, or whatever it is think about, how does that person dress? What do they look like? What are some things that they get up and do? Something that has been repeating to me throughout different chapters of my life, started off, I think, even with Madonna, one of her songs, when I was maybe in junior high. But life is a stage, and we're all getting up and playing, these certain roles. And we're wanting to get more and more authentic in these roles as we go along. But, like, dress the part of the role you want to play, that you're trying to step into. Get weird with it. Feel good in what you're wearing, even if it's not what other people would wear. Radiate your energy in every single thing that you do. Just really stepping into your own energy, your own power. We got to get creative, fam. Many of us, we got a little bit of time here, but we're stepping into that elder status coming up here. And we've got these, our loved ones moving in. They're in the elder status, and we need to learn from them. So take some time out and meet with your elders. Start slowing down and actually listening to what they're talking about. Take what you need. Let's pick a card here. Oh, I'm going to pause this and do 31 because this will be a long count. All right. So we got from the Osho deck a 3-card draw. The first one, trust, is really trust. You're jumping into the unknown and you are your own safety net. Is that you can trust yourself. You have survived 100% of your hardest days so far. And you can jump out into the unknown, even if your unknown looks different than everyone else's. Is we don't need to try to, be like everyone else around us. It's okay to kind of jump out and trust that our authenticity is part of our safety net. Second card, turning in. Really tapping into your intuition, your internal guidance system, is knowing that you've been here, you've been doing the thing, is that you can trust yourself. Is like, listen to that little voice that's telling you not to do something or to do something. Reach out to your spirit team, fam. Whatever your belief system is, don't forget that you have that there. Be reaching out daily. And a breakthrough card. I love this card. Think about how far you've come. Think about the things that you've already accomplished, and sit in that energy for a while. Feel it. Maybe do some of that deep breathing. It's just really feeling all of the challenges that you have gone through and overcame. And maybe there's still some here, but knowing is that you're going to keep having breakthrough after breakthrough in different ways, and recognize them. Recognize those breakthroughs and really celebrate your accomplishments. Keep giving yourself that love. And from the other deck, the Conversations with Souls, is make time to have fun. So important. We have to have some fun. We have to get silly with it. It's whatever you're doing, whatever you're creating right now, is laugh. Find the joy in it. Find the humor in all of this. This shit's wild. Like, play with it. Play with the reality. Play with your spirit team. Like, they want to see you smile. Have a good time. Play with nature. Wave at the trees. See if they wave back. Engage with nature, and engage with nature in a safe way. Maybe not, going out and like, let me hug a bear or something like that. But, just like really having a good time. Watch these synchronicities. For those of you that know, like, watch the reality duplicate what you're saying. Like, watch it all unfold. Get playful with it. All right. Thank you so much for those of you that made it through the whole thing. Thank you for taking a seat on this bus. Again, just very grateful for you. Oh, next week. I don't know. I'm not sure what's going to happen next week. I will be at a festival next week. I am really looking forward to really engaging and connecting with people, some real, some homies that I love so much on a deep level next week. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure. It'll be a surprise for me if an episode gets created or not. We'll have to see. If not, I'll see you the following week. But again, reach out if anyone is interested in learning more about some mentoring that I do or other services that I do. You can look at the show notes and it has my contact information. If you like what you hear, hit that subscribe button if you're on YouTube. Share it with a friend if you want. Like, let's have some like teamwork with these, small businesses, these art forms that we have, and let's share it for one another and spread it. All right, fam. Thanks so much.